Day one of Rally Nelson was Dean Day. Yes, Dean Sumner could do no wrong, taking advice from Hayden Panton and turning it into over a 1 minute advantage by the end of the day. Emma Gilmore saw her championship slip away with a slow time on stage one and spent the day in catch-up mode, while Chris West found white men can't jump. And Richard Mason was lucky to keep second after a puncture. But it's a new day and new points up for grabs. Can anyone match Dean Sumner on the roads of Nelson? No rain on Saturday and fine weather predicted on Sunday. The roads had dried out, so once again, new conditions for a new day.
Today's a completely new day. We need to think about points. So yeah, she's like all new, basically a new rally again. Starts on day two, so we're just going to try and repeat what we did yesterday.
Emma Gilmore's team to replace the turbo overnight after the car seemed to lose power on Saturday's final stage.
Yeah, looking forward to a better day today. Yesterday felt pretty terrible actually with the flu and everything, and the car was a bit down on power, so I've had a good night's sleep, hopefully feeling better this morning. Put the spare turbo on the car, so hopefully we'll have a little bit more boost, a bit more pickup. So yeah, looking forward to a better day today.
After damaging his car on Saturday morning, Chris West would start back in fifth behind Kingsley Thompson.
Perhaps that may be to our advantage, position 5 on the road this morning, so we'll see.
But Richard Mason would be starting second on the road this morning, hoping that today he could match Sumner's pace.
Yeah, second on the road's nice. We've been at the front end of the field a lot in the past, so we know what to expect with a little bit of gravel and picking our own line. I think the stage 2 is going to be the interesting stage today and the rerun of it. I think it'll be quite slippery in there, and I could see big gaps between the cars.
So as Dean Sumner leaves the start at Wakefield, let's check out the stages with the Vantage Aluminium Joinery stage preview.
This is sunny Nelson at Tahuna Beach, but no time for any surfing this morning. We're off to go rallying. First stage of the morning is Shercliffe, and at 34 kilometres long is the longest stage of the event. This is a great stage to start the morning on. It starts off very fast, and although we've used it for many times in the past, this year will seem a little bit different as the logging companies have been in there and logged a lot of the areas. It'll also change the surface quite a lot and could make it a lot slipperier. The following stage, Rains Road, is a brand new stage for National Championship rallying. This stage is a huge contrast to what we've been rallying on so far this weekend, where the road is going to be very narrow and very tight and twisty before about 3/4 of the way through opening out onto big, fast, wide arterial roads again. The following stage is something completely different. To give you some idea, I actually did this course on my horse many, many years ago, and this stage is based at the Richmond Trotting Track, and I think it's largely grass-based, so it's going to be hugely slippery if we get any rain. After service, we change the order of the stages as we head back out to special stage Shercliffes. This stage will be quite interesting at the end of it this time round, as with the 50 cars that have already gone over the track, it could have cut up the road quite considerably, and it could be really slippery on the descent to the finish. And I can absolutely guarantee that when we return to Richmond Trotting Track, that the stage is going to be very, very slippery with 50 cars now having gone over the wet grass track. We have one more service before heading out to the final stage of the day, Rains. This is probably a good thing, as this stage has a very abrasive surface, which means it's going to be very hard on tyres, and it's going to be really important to make the right tyre call.
As predicted, it was sunshine which greeted the crews and the spectators for the first 34-kilometre stage, a traditional Nelson stage, which Richard Mason holds the record for, 19 minutes, 02.6 for Shercliffe.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1,
Dean Sumner doesn't need to think about breaking records to hold on to his championship lead, but if he can continue his fine form from day one, he would have a very handy points lead by the end of the day, Roger Davis.
Yes, he certainly would, and look at this stage. It would absolutely suit Dean Sumner and the Mitsubishi Lancer. The road conditions are perfect. They're swept roads this morning, and once again Dean's gone for the RW Dunlop tyres that worked perfectly for him yesterday.
Coming down to the 10k split time for Sumner, 4:21.3. Richard Mason hasn't won a day since Rally Otago. So he was fired up to score top points today. Joining us again is top rally driver Patrick Malley. And tell us about this stage.
Oh, thanks, Clint. I mean, this is a wonderful stage. I don't know of a driver who doesn't enjoy this stage. It's got some fast, open stuff like you're seeing here, and then it tightens up into some really nice, twisty sections, and This will really sort out the top drivers and see who makes a break at the end of this.
Mason's time, 4:22.1 of the 10K split.
2, 1, go. 20
Starts tight at the top and a new turbo for Emma Gilmore. She'll be hoping that she can claw back some of Sutherland's points advantage today.
Yeah, and just check out these roads. They're looking beautifully swept, and that'll be because of all the tree clearing that's gone on to the right here. You can see the last 2 or 3 weeks, major logging's happened, and that will result in beautiful roads for today.
6 right, 30 fast, 4 left.
Split time coming up for Emma Gilmore. She's 4:31.1. She's losing time. Kingsley Thompson was as high as second on day one, so he should be feeling confident.
Yes, but running fourth on the road, the conditions should be very different to what he's used to.
Oh, big mistake here for Kingsley Thompson.
So, drama already on the first stage. Chris West, of course, wouldn't know that Thompson had stopped, but that's one driver you won't have to worry about at least.
And 4 left plus.
Yeah, and Wesley's getting stuck into the stage here. These stages can get really quite dusty, so Wesley should have a big advantage without a car in front of him.
Well, Kingsley Thompson's definitely buried in the bush there. I suspect he'd be there all day.
4 left plus, 120.
Westy coming down to the 10K split time. It's 4:28.2, so he beat Gilmore, but he's slower than Sumner.
3 left, tighten.
Here's Sumner approaching the spectator junction now. Tight, tricky right-hand hairpin coming up.
Yeah, but these drivers will know this corner, and I still remember it from last year when I was down there, and the spectators there, you'll always try and put on a show.
1 left. 5 right over finish, 7 right.
So Dean Sumner coming down to the line now. Not a record breaker, 19 minutes 29.8. So can Richard Mason take the battle to Sumner today? He certainly can't afford to let Sumner get a start like he did on day one.
Yeah, and Richard won't have a chance to really see what Dean's doing during the stage, so really he's just got to come down to the line and see where he's going to be at.
Down to the finish, it's 19:39.2. That's 9 seconds slower. Emma Gilmore had won the final stage in day one. She was down at the split.
53
Well, I'm
right.
wondering if there's actually a problem here, because Emma's actually changed the turbo, and the other thing is she's gone for the narrow, soft tyres. So maybe she'll be paying the price through here.
5 right, 40, 7 right.
Well, it looks like she's certainly going to lose some more time. And that's 34 seconds down on Sumner. Chris West will be hoping for an improvement here too, over 5th place on day one.
2 right.
Yeah, and Chris has also gone for a soft tyre, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes.
Yes, but his tyre's not as soft as Emma's. He's gone for the K4, Emma went for the K6. So it could suit Chris a little bit better in this stage.
4 right plus opens to 5 right over finish.
So has the gamble paid off?
Into 3
Looks
right.
slower than Sumner. It's 3rd fastest so far for Westy. Glenn Inkster replaced the computer overnight, but the new unit had a less finely tuned program in it.
Yes, that's right, Clint. He had problems with misfires yesterday, so he had no choice to put a new unit in. And that will cost him speed on these roads and also confidence in the tighter corners.
His time, 20 minutes 14.8, way down on Sumner. More problems in the stage for Jeff Argyle, over a minute slower than the Group N cars. Matt Jansen had his best result on day one, but this morning he would start slowly, just 9th fastest.
Yeah, Matt obviously just hasn't been able to get out of the blocks as good as he did yesterday. And a lot of the drivers will struggle with this on such a long stage in the morning, so he'll be looking to improve in the afternoon.
Flat 6 right into a 7 left. He's got flat 6 right into a 7 left.
But a stronger start for Nelson driver Kieran Hall, who was 6th fastest through the opening stage.
Well, that's a very good effort, because Karen will be very wary of this stage because he had a horrendous crash in this stage last year. Coming up to this corner.
Long 6 left, don't cut this dual corner, just narrows. Yep, on here. 6 left, long. That's good. 7 right, you can see how it happened, eh?
Yeah, you can, and Kieran will be happy to get the monkey off his back.
No real damage to Glenn Smith's car after sliding off on stage one. He was straight back into it, 8th fastest. Ben Jagger, he went off on the same corner as Glenn Smith, but his car was repaired and ready for another day. Jagger needed a good result too to get his junior rally title chances back on track. Jagger was 10th fastest through the opening stage. Sloane Cox had turbo problems late on day one, so his stage time here would determine whether the team had fixed that.
30.
Well, judging by the clock here, Clint, looks like he could be on for a good stage, so maybe they have fixed the problem.
7 right, 30.
Well, let's see what the young Rotorua driver can do.
7 right, 7 left. And long 4.
20.07, that'll give him 5th place, so yes, a good start. Josh Marston's return to the championship was going well until his bonnet flew open on day one. Today he would start 11th fastest, but leading the open class.
6 left.
Yeah, Josh has got a new co-driver with him, Rocky Hudson, and he's got a huge amount of experience, having co-driven for many famous names, including Andrew Hawkswood.
Unfortunately, Marcus van Klink rolled in the stage, so his lead in the open class was now in doubt. After a frustrating day one, Alex Kelsey was back, now 3rd in the open class, 18 seconds behind Jeff Argyle. Brian Green finished 15th overall on day one, and this morning he was 14th quickest. Dave Strong's S2000 Fiesta has been on similar pace to the open class cars over the season, so we're starting behind Alex Kelsey in 17th. You have to watch out for the rocks on the road, though, which get churned up by the heavier Group N and open class cars. Strong would open his day 2 account in 15th, just 3.4 seconds down on Green. So Dean Sumner leads again on day 2, but this time it's Richard Mason just 9.4 seconds behind. Kieran Hall had a good start in 6th. Glenn Inkster will be disappointed in 7th. Josh Marston leads the open class cars from Argyle and Kelsey. Coming up after the break, we check out the battle of the two-wheel drives as the Fiestas challenge the classics, and a new stage will bring surprises and disappointment. Still to come on round 4 of the Vantage Aluminium Joinery New Zealand Rally Championship.
Is this history in the making?
Gillette is giving you and a mate the chance to win a petrol head experience of a lifetime. Flights and accommodation for the Super Cheap Auto Bathurst 1000. A ride around the famous track. Walk the starting grid before the race. Plus watch the whole weekend of action from the exclusive Pit Lane Club corporate suite. Fully catered. Just purchase any Gillette product at Countdown, Foodtown or Woolworths. Swipe your one card before September 12 and you're in to win. Head in store at tv3.co.nz/motorsport for more info. Nelson, Ulmer, Howlett. What kind of latent sports star resides within you?
Take a breath in. I'm hands down by the side.
Now there's a test to find out.
It's really comforting to know that I'm close to an elite female triathlete.
Tomorrow, Campbell Live.
What would you do on holiday with an extra $5,000 to spend? You could indulge yourself at a luxury spa. Or splash out on romance in Venice. Or maybe take a different view of the sunset in Africa. Southern Cross Travel Insurance are giving away $5,000 every week during August and September. Buy Travel Care today and you're in the weekly draw to win.
Get a meal or snack quick smart. Save time with Subway Express. There are 3 clever ways to order, including our new iPhone app. It's quick, it's smart, it's very convenient. Go to subway.co.nz now to find out more. Subway, eat fresh.
When you want to build a home that still looks great after 25 years without painting, start with Palisade weatherboards, and you'll have more time and money for the important things in life. Text today for your free sample pack.
Neighbours who lend you their tools? Yes. Armrest hoggers? No. You don't have to tell everybody about TSB Bank's terrific home loan rate. TSB Bank, New Zealand's most recommended bank. Tell almost everyone.
The greatest show on wheels is coming to the Gold Coast. V8 Supercars Armour All Gold Coast 600. Race by day, then rock all night at the year's hottest party. 3 days of spectacular racing, 3 nights of sensational music in one great value ticket. Get the party started and book now. Tickets from Ticketek. See your travel agent for packages.
He gets angry over nothing. His wife gets scared, and he controls his kids by hurting them. His brother, his parents, his neighbours, friends, and his workmates. They've all noticed how he treats his family, but no one's speaking up. It's hard to know what to do.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, mate. Saw your boy the other day. Oh, yeah?
But the sooner you reach out to someone with a family violence problem, the sooner they can get help to change. Find out more at ruok.org.nz.
Need a new set of tyres? Talk to your Mag & Turbo tyre specialist. From family car, performance car or four-wheel drive, we have a huge range from the world's top brands. Drop by or give us a call, because tyres, it's what we do.
Spring means great deals on Husqvarna outdoor power equipment. See our full range of products in the latest catalogue and enter the draw to win a free trimmer. Visit husqvarna.co.nz to win or call 0800 4HUSKY to find a dealer near you.
Welcome back to Rally Nelson, round 4 of the Vantage Aluminium Joinery Championship. Before we tackle the 20.3 Ks of Rain Road, the Historic Challenge has had its strongest entry at this rally. And Regan Ross has led the way in his BDA Escort this season.
To be honest, I think it's a wee bit of a rite of passage as a rally driver to be able to pedal anything you can get into, and we started in four-wheel drive cars and learned our trend in that and can drive one of them fairly well, and it was always looking at the guys that can pedal these old cars in a rear-wheel drive and think I want to do my apprenticeship in one of those, so you feel like you've made it, I guess.
Ron Davies at the other end of the age spectrum, but the Historic Challenge has given him the chance to return to his roots.
A lot of sentimental memories about the old Escort. This is the one I rallied about 30 years ago. Well, not the same car, but that type of car. And you look at the historic guys, there's a lot of them, who've been rallying many years ago and come back and give it a go. So it's good fun.
And Shane Merlin was a top New Zealand driver in the 80s, and here he is back living out a dream.
Never ever drove an Escort in the early days, and it was something I always wanted to do. So I thought, well, right, here's the opportunity now that the Historics is coming back into its own, and we thought we'd give it a crack.
And Toyota driver Miles McElwain just enjoys the opportunity to compete on two-day rallies.
The national rounds, they're two-day rallies. So we're getting two rallies in for a weekend as opposed to the normal club ones, which is only one. We're only here for the fun. We know we'll never win. The BDAs have far more horsepower, yes, but there's a cost for that as well. They spend more money on tyres and maintenance and whatever. I like the little Toyota because it's quite forgiving for a silly old fool like me, and it's relatively cheap to run compared with these four-wheel drive tractors. I couldn't afford to run them.
So it seems this class offers something for everyone. Regan Ross, 16th fastest on stage 7, led the two-wheel drives outright again. As we head into stage 8.
His speed is amazing. In fact, sometimes he even beats the four-wheel drive cars.
Oh, well, he's not going to be faster today. That was a huge hit.
That was a massive hit, Patrick.
So that left Shane Merlin leading the class in 16th position overall. And with Ross out, Ron Davey could now move into the points lead as long as he finished the day at least second in class, and right now he was 47.2 seconds behind Merlin. McElwain was another 1 minute 13 back in third. Carl Rovich improving from day one, but he trailed the field to be in fourth, followed by the starlet of Adam Fisher. Meanwhile, out in front, the Group N cars would find this stage very challenging.
Yeah, this is a nice, narrow, twisty road, and it really reminds me of the Motu Gorge, especially that river on the right there, and I can tell you got a bit too close to one of the Motus, so let's hope Dean doesn't do that here.
Right, minus.
But there's a sting at the tail of the stage. After a steep uphill forestry section, the road widens and then they head downhill for about 6 Ks.
Yeah, and as they say, a fast driver downhill is a fast driver anywhere.
And the time for Sumner, 16:13.7.
I think that stage is over.
Dean, you won the first stage through. The second one here, was it slippery like you expected?
Yeah, definitely. Going up the hill at the start, she was like being on ice. So just really hard to pick where the grip's going to be. We try to pick it on recce, but yeah, it's a bit scary through there.
So a tough stage for the morning. Now, would this be the stage that would split the field open? Richard Mason still holds the Group N record through the Motu stage, by the way, so we know that his driving style suits this type of stage.
Well, the other thing that suits Richard on these types of stages is his tyre choice and his tyre tactics. And Patrick, he's gone for the 195 Dunlop tyres through here.
Yeah, that'll make a big difference. They're narrow tyres, so they're going to get right down into the grip, below all the muck that everyone's thrown up at the stage. Richard should be a lot quicker through here.
Down to the finish, 16:19.6. That puts him 15.3 seconds behind Sumner now.
Yeah, I thought we actually went pretty good in there. I think Dean's got a good setup on his car and he's driving it well, you know. I could see up through the real muddy bit that his car was not running wide and stuff, which is really a good telltale that someone's got their car handling well. Ours was still running wide and into the loose stuff, so I thought even though that I thought we drove pretty well and it was a good stage for us, so I think we'll be okay.
Emma Gilmore searching for grip on amazing piece of road.
30, brake, short to
Is she what? She just looks like she's dancing on ice through there. That must be terrible conditions.
6 right, 4 left.
Well, Patrick, it sounds like that car's down on power.
Yeah, well, she was mentioning that she had problems with the engine yesterday, so obviously that's caught up with her here.
Into 4 left.
Down to the finish, the time for Emma Gilmore. She's losing more time. A minute behind Sumner.
Emma quite a bit down on Richard and Dean in the first 2 stages.
Yeah, we've been pushing on, but changed the turbo last night and the car's got better pickup, but it's still really slow. Like our last stage, top speed was 170. Usually we've seen 190, 200 on that stage. So this is a big climb up the hill. So, you know, I think we've minimised time lost as best we can.
And this is the stage before it turns off into the forestry track, and Chris West is about to find the going very tough.
Well, Chris has just hit something again there, Patrick. He's gone for that soft compound tyre.
Yeah, but it won't be helping him here. If he picks up another puncher, that'll be his stage time gone to dust.
Well, he's already into 17 minutes, so it's a shocker. He's leaving well over a minute here to Sumner.
I don't know why every stage, the last couple of rallies in the morning, we've just been too late out of bed. But yeah, it just didn't feel right in the first stage this morning. A couple of small adjustments to obviously adjust to these roads, which are you know, completely opposite to what we had prior to yesterday's.
Glenn Inkster also having problems getting to grip with the stage.
Slippy 5 right, tightens 4 right minus.
Well, something's gone wrong here. He's gone off the road in the slippery conditions, Patrick.
Yeah, he's going to pluck reverse. He needs to be careful because these gearboxes are quite fragile in reverse. He needs to get this car out and keep going. And, oh, he's just made it out. Yeah, he's lucky there.
As it turned into the forestry, it was just real slippery and we've just slipped off. I actually haven't... What is the damage? Is it quite bad, is it?
Oh, just a rear bumper, not too bad.
Oh, okay, so the tyres are up? Are the tyres up?
Yeah, the tyres are up.
Okay, yeah, it's been... Something's not right under there because it was incredibly slippery and terrible, but, you know, it's the same for everyone, so we've just got to make the most of it.
A better run through the stage for Jeff Argyle, though, moving up 3 places, but still a bit slower than the Group N cars. Kieran Hall had made some good time through the stage. It seemed that after West and Inkster, the road grip was actually starting to come back a bit.
Yeah, it'll be the first cars that just clean the rubbish off the road. That'll make it nicer for the cars further back.
It was the same for Matt Jansen. His time 16 minutes 54.8, enough to move him up to 6th.
Into a 5 left, long.
Matt's got a really lovely smooth driving style here, and that will pay dividends on a slippery stage like this.
Just 6 right touch to 5, into a 4 left, 80, to a 6 left, clearing.
Josh Marsden was now 8th and led the open class with a 17-second margin over Argyle. But there was to be no recovery today for Ben Jagger.
Well, he's really struggling for grip here. Sounds like a BDA escort.
30, then 3 right.
Well, you know this feeling well too, don't you, Patrick?
I'd say Ben would at this stage as well.
The team later discovered a broken suspension joint, possibly weakened by the day 1 crash.
See if you can see if there's a bit of a spot here, right?
And the other top contender for the junior title, Sloane Cox, learned a valuable lesson on the stage.
Into 4 right plus 20, 3 left plus don't cut. Sorry, mate. Repeat, 3 left.
Yeah, and there's the golden rule. Don't cut where you can't see where you're going. And Sloane's paid the price.
Dave Strong made a great improvement here, 10th fastest on the stage, moving up 4 places to be 11th overall.
Well, this car's got good traction, Patrick, and this stage obviously suits Dave and the car.
Yeah, they've taken the best thing from the front-wheel drive Fiestas and basically thrown in a whole lot more power and four-wheel drive. They're very, very quick and nimble cars.
Long 4 left plus through puddles and 30.
Even veteran Brian Green seemed to relish the conditions, moving up to 12th, 23 seconds behind Strong. Just 3 front-wheel drive cars left in the rally, but this was going to be a great battle. By stage 8, Stephen Barker had the lead, but this morning he hadn't started well, beaten by Ben Hunt on the first stage.
8 left, Hunt's long, 780. 7 left, 120.
Hunt has used his familiarity with the roads to his advantage, and stage 7 getting a 10-second lead. But by the end of stage 8, he was back to second in class, just 0.2 behind Barker. Matt Summerfield was faster than Barker on stage 7, but slipped back on stage 8 to be 15 seconds behind the Fiestas. Service was down there at the Richmond trotting track, but first there was a 1.5 kilometre super stage to contend with. Normally these stages make little difference to rally results, however, tricky muddy conditions meant that Dean Sumner was about to get a bit of a shock.
50.
Well, the conditions are very muddy on this road.
Road, Roger. This is an equestrian course, but this is exactly what Emma said in the stage preview. These conditions are going to be very muddy.
Well, Dean's getting a lot of understeer here.
Yeah, he's obviously struggling for turn-in, but I'd say he's not going to be the only one to suffer.
Coming down to the line, can he slip past the time? 2 minutes, 0.3.
2 minutes dead.
Richard Mason already halfway through the stage as Sumner finishes, so how will he find the going?
Well, Richard Mason pulling the handbrake there.
Yeah, he'll be using that to get around all of the corners in here. They're tight, twisty and muddy.
Okay, what's the time going to be for Richard the Muddy Man Mason today? It's going to be perhaps quicker, 1:55.4. He's taken 5 seconds out of Dean's lead. Emma Gilmore also faster than Sumner through the stage. Remember, she actually rode here on a horse in an equestrian event many years ago.
No co-driver then, though.
And Kieran Hall giving the locals plenty to cheer about. He would hold on to 4th overall going into the service, 20 seconds behind Gilmore. And Glenn Smith, 12.2 seconds back in 5th. This has been a good morning for the Taranaki driver. Just one position would change on this stage, with Chris West managing to overtake Matt Jansen and reclaim 6th place after that shocking slow run through stage 8. So it's Dean Sumner's day so far, but now just 10 seconds in front of Richard Mason, with Gilmore, Hall and Smith making up the top 5. Good result so far for Josh Marston, right up there in 8th. And look at that battle between the Fiestas, just 2 seconds splitting them. And Shane Merlin still leading the classics.
Yeah, I had trouble with my car trying to get it to turn in. I was pulling the handbrake and everything, but yeah, I just couldn't get it to turn in. I have to try and change my driving style through there, I think, next time.
You've gone pretty well this morning, particularly that second stage. Some of the drivers were quite surprised with your time.
Yeah, it was good. We had a good set of notes through there. We're not taking any risks today. We're not really worried about Richard. I don't want to get into a battle with him or anything. Just most important for me to really just finish today and get some points,
Richard Mason was still surprised that he wasn't able to match Sumner on stage 8.
We've made some changes to the car during the day, like obviously we did last night, like we talked about, and the first stage was pretty good, but a few more tweaks needed. Did those tweaks going into the second stage this morning, and mostly felt pretty good. I did say that I thought maybe Dean was pretty good up through the muddy stuff, and when we come to the super special here, it was just a good bit of fun. This afternoon hopefully we can close that gap a bit more.
For Emma Gilmore, though, worrying signs from her engine, which appeared to be failing.
Yeah, we're doing the best that we can. I've felt a lot better. Flu's a little bit more kick to touch, but the car's not so good today. So just down on power, and like I said at the end of the last stage, the first stage normal top speed's about 190, 200, and today we could barely get 170. So it's we can't do much about it.
And Glenn Inkster also suspecting that something was not right with his car.
We've only just now found a little problem. It's a tiny little switch on the handbrake which plays with the centre diff of these cars, and it answers a question we've had the whole rally. It just does lured oversteer for no apparent reason. So hopefully we can fix that and then salvage some sort of result. Well, obviously we've fixed it now, but hopefully we can just get something out of the rally.
Coming up after the break, it's back to Shirtcliffs, where it's fast before we return to the mud around the racetrack in Richmond.
Is this history in the making?
Gillette is giving you and a mate the chance to win a petrol-head experience of a lifetime. Flights and accommodation for the Super Cheap Auto Bathurst 1000. A ride around the famous track. Walk the starting grid before the race. Plus, watch the whole weekend of action from the exclusive Pit Lane Club Corporate Suite. Fully catered. Just purchase any Gillette product at Countdown, Foodtown or Woolworths. Swipe your one card before September 12 and you're in to win. Head in store at tv3.co.nz/motorsport for more info.
Tonight on 3 News, the day after. Yesterday's massive quake has forced the closure of all public buildings in Christchurch and some surrounding districts. And all schools and early childhood centres in Christchurch, Waimakariri and Selwyn districts are all closed until Wednesday, while some roads contain cracks big enough to swallow children. And there are major concerns about the public's health after Canterbury's earthquake leaves 200 major breaks in water pipes and a failing sewage system. Meanwhile, teams of police and air crash investigators have spent a painstaking day at the site of the Fox Glacier skydive plane crash, searching for clues as to why the plane went down, killing 9 people. We'll have full coverage of both those stories at 6.
Introducing a revolutionary Dove deodorant for men, combining power and care. Powerful 48-hour protection with Dove's unbeatable skincare. New Dove Men Plus Care Antiperspirant Deodorant.
Happy birthday. Poochie!
With Tower Tailored Car Insurance, you decide what extras you want to add. Talk to Tower first. Call 0800 808 808.
For a flavour kick with real attitude, try KFC's Hot Rods meal. 6 fiery hot rods with ranch dipping sauce, plus everyone's favourite chicken and sides. KFC's Hot Rods meal. Flavour with real attitude.
The greatest show on wheels is coming to the Gold Coast. V8 Supercars Armour All Gold Coast 600. Race by day, then rock all night at the year's hottest party. 3 days of spectacular racing, 3 nights of sensational music in one great value ticket. Get the party started and book now. Tickets from Ticketek. See your travel agent for packages.
600 million men shave with Gillette, so we've learned a thing or two about the science of shaving. Refuel with Gillette Series Aftershave Moisturiser. It absorbs into your skin, hydrating to soothe your face. Try Gillette Series Moisturiser.
DTM and I have designed a wheel for the true Commodore enthusiast. The Merv 51 is a performance-inspired black machine-faced 20-inch alloy. They come with a signed certificate and its own registered number. To get yours, see the team at Mag and Turbo nationwide.
If you can dream it, we'll get you the best deal from the best lenders. Finance for whatever you want. With up to 30k unsecured, we'll arrange a loan to fit your lifestyle. Get online and make room for it. thelendingroom.co.nz. Live the way you want.
My past is not a memory. It's a force at my back. But like any story, the past needs resolution. What's past is prologue.
Metroid Other M. Out now only on Wii.
New Mazda CX-7, an extraordinary fusion of the SUV versatility you need
with the sports-inspired performance you want. Now available in all-wheel drive and new two-wheel drive.
Happy birthday.
With Tower-tailored car insurance, you decide which optional benefits you want to add. Like a lifetime no-claims bonus or our roadside assistance program. Talk to Tower first. Call 0800 808 808.
Welcome back to Rally Nelson, the penultimate round of the Vantage Aluminium Joinery New Zealand Rally Championship. And after enjoying the special stage of Richmond Trotting Track, the crowd returned to Shirtcliffs Road. So will the stage be swept clean, or will the infamous Nelson Road rocks be littering the stage?
There'll definitely be some big rocks out there today, and it'll be interesting to see what the competitors do to combat them.
Coming down to the split time, 8 minutes 30.1. So expect faster times through the stage. In 2007, Richard Mason set the stage record, 19 minutes 02.6 on the second pass.
That's because the roads are so well swept.
Down to the split. Gee, they're close again today. Emma Gilmore was third, but how will her engine problems be affecting her?
The short 3 left, tightens 2.
Yeah, Emma will really be nursing her car to the finish here. She'll be thinking of the championship, and she needs to make sure she finishes the event.
Left before junction.
And as you can see, she's already losing some more time. 8 minutes 47.5. West lost a massive amount of time on stage 10, so he'll be looking to make up time here as well.
Well, they made a lot of changes to this car at the service.
That's what I was talking about earlier. These stages look lovely and smooth, but there's big rocks littered throughout them.
2 right, junction.
At least it's still going to be a better time for Westies. He back on track, 8:37.2. Kieran Hall was putting in a strong performance today, holding 4th position. He was only 20 seconds behind Gilmore going into the stage, so a chance for a podium if he could just get another top time here. Let's check out his time as they come down to the split. He's down on West, but up on Gilmore. Just look at that swept dry road as Dean Sumner heads to the stage finish.
Right, finish, 7 right and 7 left.
Down to the finish, he's not going to break the record, 19 minutes 17.5. Richard Mason pushing hard through here. In fact, he looked like he was trying hard all day. Remember, it was very, very close to the split time, just a second between him and Sumner, but he's slower at the finish, in fact, around about 4 seconds slower. So it's going to be a case now of damage control for Emma Gilmore as well.
It must be frustrating for Emma on this stage. She's running at least 40 kilometres per hour down on top speed, and that will be really hurting her here.
Brake, medium, 4 right, minus, tightens 2, long, 40. 1 left.
So what has the damage been for Emma Gilmore?
40, 7 right. And
19 minutes 57.7. That's a 40-second loss. Now, if Westy can match the pace of Sumner and Mason here, it'll nullify the time that he lost to Gilmore in stage 8.
1 left.
Yes, just 38 seconds from 3rd to 8th. So this battle is hot enough.
There's a bit of grass in this car there. Westy's been playing around in the shrubs.
Short left into 3 right.
So Chris West down to the line. What's his time? Well, he's made up 27 seconds on that stage. And if Kieran Hall matches West's time here, he'll pass Gilmore. But, you know, will he be actually aware of that sort of pressure?
No, he'll have no idea what's going on. There's no radios or split times in these cars, so he'll have no idea into the time until he gets right to the end of the stage.
So they're still just basically got to drive by the seat of their pants, listen to the notes. What's he achieved? Slower than West, it's 19:42.2. He's close to within 5 seconds of Gilmore, though. Glenn Smith a little off the pace in the stage, 19 minutes 48.7. So he would drop to 6th place behind Chris West now. In fact, Matt Jansen would put pressure on Smith here too. He was 7th fastest and moved to within 12 seconds of Smith.
Sometimes when you're in a little battle with another competitor, you can really lift your game, and that's probably what's happening to Matt Jansen here, Patrick.
Yeah, he's definitely got the bit between his teeth, and by having someone else to measure off, he can get to the end of the stage and feel confident in any positive movement he's made.
Josh Marsden extended his lead in the open class on this stage and held on to 8th overall.
Well, a bit of encouragement there from Rocky, but Josh had bad luck on round 1 with mechanical problems. If he didn't have that, he could have had a better season, and Patrick, he's flying down here.
7 right, into 5 left, keep
Yeah, some great notes. It's a good car. These two look like they're in sync.
Don't go wide, opens.
The fierce battle for the Fiesta title was also going down to the wire. Stephen Barker held a 2.8 second lead at the start of the stage.
7 left and then 7 left 50.
His time here was 20 minutes 37.7, but Hunt was actually faster.
50. Long 7 right turns to 6 minus, narrow 30.
Well, actually just 0.7 seconds faster, so Barker still has a small 2.1 second lead. Shane Merlin was trading stage times with Ron Davey, but after the morning, Merlin held a 2-minute lead overall. But if Davey held his position, he would head to Wairarapa as the joint class leader with Regan Ross. And as the crowd trekked back to Richmond Racetrack for the penultimate stage, Richard Mason would be hoping that he could take some more time back from Dean Sumner.
2, 1.
Well, Dean commented that he was having trouble on this stage.
Yeah, that'll definitely be down to the fact that his tyres are a harder compound and he won't have been able to get the heat into them, so he'll be struggling in the muddy conditions.
2 right, narrows, muddy and rutty.
Looks like he's going to be quicker than this morning, 1:47.5. Now remember, last time Richard Mason actually took 5 seconds out of Sumner's lead on the stage, so what's it going to be this time? Can he even go quicker? $1:43.7. Yes, he's done it again, and after struggling with the car throughout the morning, Glenn Inkster threw his car into the stage and came within a whisker of winning the stage, 0.9 slower. So with one stage to go, Dean Sumner holds a slim 10.9 second lead over Richard Mason. Emma Gilmore will be hoping to hold on to third. Glenn Smith, 6th overall, will have to watch out for Matt Jansen, 11 seconds behind. Josh Marsden holds on to the open class lead. Dave Strong knocking on the top 10. Barker and Hunt having a great battle in the Fiestas. Shane Merlin leads the Classics by 2 minutes. So Dean Sumner's been setting the hot pace, but now can he keep a cool head?
It's cost us a lot of time, actually. 10 seconds is a lot and to lose, and after 2 passes through there. But it seems to suit his car. I think I went as hard as I could that time, but yeah, he seems to have a lot more grip than us through there.
10.9 seconds is the margin going into the last stage.
Yeah, it's a fair bit. We'll push on. We'll just keep on giving it a go. Really, I want to win the day and get the points. So.
Question is, can Mason make up that 11-second deficit?
Yeah, it's close enough to have a go at anyway, and we're going to do that. We're going to have a go, and we'll see what happens.
Looks like you really enjoy the super stage as well.
Yeah, the super stage is pretty good fun. It actually dried out heaps during the day, like between runs, and like the grip surprised me for the second run. I was probably a bit under-prepared, which was a bit of a bugger. We went good, but I think I could have gone better.
And will Emma's engine get her across the finish line?
And the car is getting slower, like we really struggled in that last proper rally stage, and it is what it is. So hopeful, that it won't be a problem getting to the finish, but it's just a case of trying to minimise the time loss.
And Chris West was still hopeful he will get onto the podium.
Yeah, let's. Everything's crossed, that's for sure. But no, it'd be nice, considering the season that we've had so far, to bring home a result like that. So we're hoping that we can get through the 20Ks.
And local Nelson driver Ben Hunt could taste victory in the Fiesta class.
I think there's only a gap of a few seconds, and one stage we might as well. There's got nothing to lose, so we'll go out there and push as hard as we can, and just be a bit cautious on those slippery patches and push on down the hill. Last stage to go, and it's all on.
It certainly is, because it's only 3.5 seconds.
Yeah, she's going to be tight. It's all strategy now, lightweight, best of the tyres on the car, and we'll just see what happens.
Just spoken to him, he's going to have a crack at you.
Yeah, I imagine he would do.
Are you ready?
Yeah, we'll see what we got.
Good luck.
Cheers, mate.
So get ready, coming up. Can Mason take out that 11 seconds for victory? And can Gilmore go the distance? And Rally Nelson.
Is this history in the making?
Gillette is giving you and a mate the chance to win a petrol head experience of a lifetime. Flights and accommodation for the Super Cheap Auto Bathurst 1000. A ride around the famous track. Walk the starting grid before the race. Plus watch the whole weekend of action from the exclusive Pit Lane Club Corporate Suite. Fully catered. Just purchase any Gillette product at Countdown, Foodtown or Woolworths, swipe your one card before September 12 and you're in the win. Head in store at tv3.co.nz/motorsport for more info.
You know there's nothing that I wouldn't do when it comes to doing stuff for you. There ain't no mountain high enough, it's true. True, 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 true.
A few small changes can make a difference to your bill and the environment. Together with Genesis Energy, you can help make tomorrow a better place.
If your car needs brakes, drop into your local Mag & Turbo now. We fit new brake pads to your car for only $99, including GST. Front brake pads supplied and fitted, just $99. For a limited time, only at Mag & Turbo.
In a perfect world, everything you bought online would be free. As would anything you used your EFTPOS card for. And ATMs would be a never-ending source of free money. But we understand the world isn't perfect. Which is why our new ANZ Go transaction account lets you cut down on fees. Open one today. ANZ, we live in your world.
KFC Crushers, packed with chunky, chewy real bits. In new chop berry, crushed with chunky chocolate and real berries. For a limited time and only at KFC.
If you're losing hair, now is the time to act. The sooner you do, the easier it is to strengthen your hair and prevent further loss. Call Clive Hair Clinics to consult with a specialist for just $35. You've got too much to lose if you don't.
At aainsurance.co.nz, it's easy to find out if you could be getting a better deal. Get an instant quote and compare your current insurance with car insurance from the specialists. Online quotes from aainsurance.co.nz.
Ponsonby pies, made with prime, lean New Zealand beef. Tasty New Zealand cheese, light and flaky pastry, and for good measure, a little natural flavour. The award-winning Ponsonby pies, surely New Zealand's best.
Head down to Firestone for great deals on car tyres. All 14 and 15-inch Supercats are now under $115 each. Plus, buy your pink valve caps in store or online to show your support for the New Zealand Breast Cancer Foundation. Firestone, it's taken care of.
UDC has been working with Kiwis for over 70 years, providing asset-based finance for transport, machinery, you name it. Right now, we've got money to lend, lots of money. So if you want to transform your business, talk to us. UDC, New Zealand's finance company.
You know there's nothing that I wouldn't do when it comes to doing.
Small changes can make a difference. For smart energy saving tips, see genesisenergy.co.nz.
With people like this on the roads,
they wolf, they reach, full tires.
It's a failed general results here.
Thank God.
Racing would estimate their speed at 160.
For our road cops, Monday 7:30 on 3.
Welcome back to Rally Nelson, round 4 of the Vantage Aluminium Joinery New Zealand Rally Championship. One stage to go, the tough, unforgiving Rain Road though. Before we check out the battle up front, the historic class battle was settled with Shane Merlin coming home first in the class, 18th overall. Ron Davey was second, over 2 minutes behind, but that was enough to give him a share of the lead in the historic challenge with Regan Ross. And would you believe it, now the top placed and oldest rookie in the championship. Another third for Miles McElwain again, the Ford's proving too fast. But fourth is Carl Rabbage's best finish in the class. And bringing up the rear, Adam Fisher in the Toyota Starlet. The sole Kiwi 2 entry of Matt Summerfield finished 16th, but the new class champion will have at least 2 more competitors at the final round. Alex Kelsey finished a disappointing rally in 17th place, third in the open class after Van Klink crashed. Josh Marston was heading for a class win when he lost time in the final stage, so would be second in class and drop from 8th to 10th.
Crest, 37 left, 5-6 right.
Got a puncture.
6k to go.
Jeff Argyle taking the class victory by just 5 seconds, now back in the points lead for the open class. And the battle in the Fiesta class finally went Barker's way after Ben Hunt dropped 13 seconds in the stage. It had been a great battle all day, and good to see these young drivers handling the pressure. Barker would now move into second in the junior rally title, and then with a chance of taking that out in the final round. 11 finishes in the Gold Star class. Dominic Unterberger had just been outside the top 10 on day one, dropped off the pace 15th behind the Fiestas. Brian Green 10th in the class, 12th overall. Dave Strong 9th. 3 top 10 stage times today showed that he's making progress in the S2000.
Bit slow in that jump though.
Glenn Inkster coming home in 8th, just wishing he could finally finish a rally without the gremlins. Been a good day though for Matt Jansen, his most consistent driving in the championship. He'd battled with Glenn Smith all day, 7th overall.
So a long 5 right, don't. 70 to a slight right 100. So you got 70 to a slight right 100.
Glenn Smith was 3rd fastest on the final stage. His time's improving all day. He was 6th overall, just 5.7 seconds out of the top 5. In fact, just 14 seconds separated 3rd to 5th going into the last stage. Chris West has vast experience compared to Kieran Hall, who's in front of him. He would have known that Gilmour was in trouble too, so a chance to make a big push. Now remember, this was the stage that Chris West lost so much time earlier in the day. Down to the line, his time, 15.3, a big improvement. So Kieran Hall must do a time of 16:21.5 or better to keep ahead of West and hold his 4th position.
All right, a finish. With 5 left minus. 5 left minus.
He's going to do it, 16:11.6, 4th fastest on the stage. He stays ahead of Westy by 9.8 seconds.
Brilliant.
Let's not forget, though, that 3rd place Emma Gilmour has real issues with her engine, so a bit of a battle to get to that finish line. Needs a time of 16:20 or better to hold on to 3rd place.
7 right, tightens hog bump.
Here we go down to the finish, and she's already lost 3rd place. So she's going to lose some more time here, Emma Gilmour. 16:32.3. In fact, she drops to 5th place.
Good job, buddy. Well done today.
So drama at the end of the rally. Richard Mason unable to pull out more time on Sumner. So once again, he'd settle for 2nd. But what a weekend for Dean Sumner, doing a Hayden pattern. Wins day 1, wins day 2, would claim the overall title as Rally Nelson champion and a handy points lead going into the final round of the championship. Well, he doesn't look happy, but I tell you what, he's in for a nice surprise, determined to push hard for the win and go as fast as he can right throughout the entire rally.
Looks like you've won it. You won the day.
Okay, cool. That's great, eh? So we points. What we needed the points. So yeah, on to Wairarapa now.
Well done. Double both days. Your victory.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
And the other thing is, looks like Paul Fallon's a new co-driver award as well. Champion co-driver. Well done, Paul.
Thank you. It's been a long time coming, but no, good. Really happy.
So Dean Sumner confirmed as Nelson champion after victory on both days. Richard Mason pleased with 2nd and a great result for Kieran Hall. Glenn Smith in 6th. Jeff Argyle sneaks home with the lead in the open class. Stephen Barker 1st of the 2-wheel drive in the Fiesta class. And Shane Merlin 1st of the Historics, but Ron Davey goes to the lead in the championship. But it's been Dean Sumner victorious for the 2nd time this season.
Yeah, well, Richard's kept us pretty honest today, though. We've been having a bit of a battle with him. I didn't really want to, but yeah, we needed the extra points, and that last stage there, it's really hard going into the last stage of rally and having to push like that, and especially it was a bit of a Subaru stage as well, and I was pretty glad to see the finish today.
You've put a lot of work into this rally.
Yeah, we definitely work really hard. It's like rallying, and like everything, you only get out of it what you put into it. And yeah, we've pretty put a lot into it, all right. And but you know, we've got 3 weeks till Wairarapa, so we need it all over again.
Dean had a great weekend. He did a fantastic job, and yeah, it's definitely very disappointing for us and the team to come out of the weekend with such a big points deficit. Definitely wasn't what we planned on doing, but that's motorsport, and you know, it'll be a chance to regroup now in the next 3 weeks before we head to Wairarapa.
Talking about Wairarapa, obviously that's the focus now, so a lot of effort has to go into that.
Absolutely. It's the car will get a lot of work done, and we'll turn up to Wairarapa, put our best foot forward, and still be fighting for the championship.
So confirming the points now, Dean Sumner 29 clear of Emma Gilmore. Chris West too far back to challenge Sumner. Congratulations to Paul Fallon, the new co-driving champion for 2010. Stephen Barker 35 points clear of Ben Hunt, so still needs a strong performance at the final round. Also in with a shot at the junior title, which Sloane Cox leads by 11 points. And in the historics, it's all tied up between Regan and Ron. So 1 round to go. The Rally of Wairarapa will be back with coverage in 2 weeks' time to wrap up the Vantage Aluminium Joinery New Zealand Rally Championship.
TV3 and Gillette Motorsport are proud to bring you the 2011 NZV8 Motorsport Championship Series. It's going to be one hell of a season as the bad boys of motorsport fight it out for championship honours, and Holden and Ford continue their age-old scrap to find out who's best on the tracks. Watch same-day coverage of all 6 rounds of the Championship Series right here on your home of motorsport, TV3. Yeah, can't wait for those roaring V8s to come back, and not just the NZ V8s, but the V8 Utes will be part of the action as the Summer Series comes back to Gillette Motorsport in November. Next week, though, the big boys are back. The V8 Supercar Endurance Series blasts off with the LNH 500 at Phillip Island. We'll be right here from 2 o'clock next Sunday. I don't mind saying I have missed those boys. And we'll catch you back here for all the coverage of the LNH 500 next Sunday on Gillette Motorsport. Until then, stay nice on the roads. Bye for now.
ASB, one step ahead and bringing you this 3 News update.
Tonight on 3 News, the earthquakes happened, the upheavals just starting. Yesterday's massive quake has forced the closure of all public buildings in Christchurch and some surrounding districts, and all schools and early childhood centres in Christchurch, Waimakariri and Selwyn districts until Wednesday. And there are major health concerns with the quake leaving 200 major breaks in water pipes and a failing sewage system. We explain how a process called liquefaction turned sandy soil into goo during the quake, leaving houses vulnerable in some suburbs, and how the tiny settlement of Fox Glacier is coping with 5 out of 200 residents killed in yesterday's plane crash. Those stories and more at 6.
I'm Nikki Wicks. I've been cooking my whole life, but I'm always looking for new ways to make great food. So I'm travelling the world to gain ideas and inspiration for exciting new dishes you can make at home. Osaka is the centre of Japan's second largest metropolitan area. The city is often dubbed the nation's kitchen, and its residents are known for their obsession with food. It's said Osaka became a city of gourmets because it had all things necessary for quality cuisine: superior knives, skilled chefs, and access to the country's finest ingredients from the port at Osaka Bay. Now a major commercial hub, Osaka has a thriving street food culture, providing fast food to the city's busy workers, who always seem to find time for food between food. Mariko knows all about the city's best snacks, and she's taking me to a few of her favourite spots. We're starting with takoyaki, a local anytime snack that's popular all over Japan.
So this is the specialty of Osaka. And actually this shop is #1.
Yes.
I think, for the taste.
Bite-sized balls of batter, octopus, tempura crumbs and ginger are grilled on a specialised hot plate and often topped with tangy sauce.
So you want to taste?
Oh, of course I do.
There you go.
Oh, this is so cute. Oh, I love it. That is great. I could eat a lot of these. What's in the batter?
There's the flour and also some special soup.
Okay.
I asked him what is the soup made from, and he didn't tell me. So obviously it's a secret.
Yeah. Do you want to try? I'm up for it. Okay.
There you go.
I'm going to watch you for a little bit and then... Oh, look how fast. Okay.
Use the wrist.
I don't think we're going to be able to sell these. I'm worried. And then over she goes. Oh, dear. I feel like I did a very good job of that, really.
So you're doing a good job.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. I think they taste even better now that I know how hard it is to make them. In Japan, bright window displays take the guesswork out of choosing where to eat. Out front, restaurants boast exact replicas of the food you can expect inside, but none of it's edible. Mariko is taking me to a fake food factory to see some works in progress. During the post-war reconstruction boom, fake food became a popular way of explaining menu items to non-Japanese speakers. The tradition continued on, and now many establishments spend thousands of dollars on made-to-order fake food. This is one kitchen that doesn't smell too appetising, but I still can't help wanting to cook.
Would you like to make the parfait like that, he's asking?
Yes, I'd love to. Strawberry sauce going in. I like it. Whoa. Oh boy, here we go. Feels just like I'm Frosty Boy. Of course, I want to put quite a lot on the top. Oh,
ooh.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh,
great.
that's a really good show. What do you think?
That's great.
Okay, all right. Because this fruit has got a good side and a not so good side, so I have to make sure the good side is facing the window display. I feel like I haven't had enough training for this. I want some berries in there. Oops, they've got a good side as well. It's a berry supreme. Do we get another drizzle of chocolate sauce? It looks so good. I totally want to get in there with my finger and lick the chocolate sauce, even though the smell of epoxy in here is huge. I'm hungry.
That's it?
Finished? What do you think? Yeah, that's great. During the day, Osaka's population swells, with an extra 1 million people coming in from outlying towns for a day at the office. This looks like any other busy street, but underneath lies a world of eating opportunities. Around the train station, there are dozens of after-work bars and eateries, popular with businessmen refuelling for the commute home. This simple spot just serves beer and kushikatsu, Japanese deep-fried skewers. I just have noticed, though, it looks as though we're the only women here. What's the story?
Yeah, this is the perfect food for the beer.
Yeah.
And in fact, as you can see, there's lots of businessmen.
Yeah, loads of
stop by this place after work.
Right, before they go home to their wives.
There you go. Cheers.
Cheers. Kanpai.
Kanpai.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Yep.
Would this be dinner? Or just a snack?
No,
just a
snack. Maybe 1 hour. Stop by, after work, have a chat, have a beer.
Yes, I bet.
So you want to try this one?
I would love to. So can I just grab anything? I'm going to grab something with a bone sticking out of it.
So there's a room.
Okay.
You pick up one of these.
Yes.
And you put it in here. But only once.
Oh, so I've got to get enough sauce on it to last me through.
Exactly.
Shoot. I'm having a decent dunk then.
Yep.
And in.
Ah.
That is perfect beer food.
Yeah.
After a hard day, that's great. I don't think I would just stay here for 1 hour. I'd end up completely trolleyed and full of fried food. For our last Osakan snack, we're trying okonomiyaki, savoury pancakes made with cabbage. A cheap and substantial meal, okonomiyaki was popular in times when rice was scarce. The name translates as what you like, and the simple pancakes can be served with all sorts of toppings. We've gone for the classic: dried seaweed, tangy sauce and mayonnaise.
Oh, smells nice. So this is okonomiyaki. It's very traditional Osaka food. It's like a typical Sunday dinner for me.
A typical Sunday dinner?
For the whole family we have this.
This is the Sunday roast.
Thank you very much. And try the seaweed.
It's a nice little pancake.
And again, it goes with beer.
Everything seems to go with beer in Osaka. So I've heard this word, kuidore, when they talk about Osaka and food, to bankrupt yourself through eating.
Yeah, that's what we call kuidore. Now you can understand.
I completely get that now.
Yeah? Yeah, shall we order another one maybe? Yeah. Cheers.
To great food.
Good food, yeah.
Coming up, more Osakan snacks, karaage chicken and crispy grilled rice balls.
It takes a certain kind of person to compete on Wipeout. From the mildly eccentric to the full-blown crazy.
Who's that behind her?
They're all gonna wipe out tonight, 7:30 on 3.
To snap up the best airfares online, there's a danger with visiting each airline site separately. In the time you burn, piecing together what's on offer, hot deals sell by the second, and their availability is snuffed out. This is why one site brings you all your airline choices to select, combine, and book in no time. So everything just clicks into place. Webjet.co.nz.
Happy birthday.
Poochie!
With Tower Tailored Car Insurance, you decide what extras you want to add. Talk to Tower first. Call 0800 808 808.
Thinking of Botox? Casey Amaraze is your plan for regular Botox treatments. Amaraze makes Botox affordable and simple. Our specialist nurses will advise you on your personal Amaraze program. Call Casey today.
If you're conservation-minded at home, you'll be looking for ways to do your bit.
HRV uses the sun's free energy to warm and dry your home, cutting heating costs and greenhouse gas emissions. Nice to be comfy while you're saving the planet.
When my parents came to England in the 1950s, they were always experimenting with authentic Indian recipes. Then my mother had the good idea to put our sauce in jars, so anyone could cook curry for themselves. And everyone in our street loved them. Patak sauces were a great success. Fortunately, I don't have to do deliveries anymore. Pataks, why the world loves curry.
For those quick repair jobs around home or work,